Was the show, the concert, the race worth my money? I don't know if I should be proud or ashamed to say this, but I spent a ridiculous amount of money on events in 2024. I say ridiculous because I know I'm not rich, but I clearly made a choice. But you know what they say? Past is past. My money has flown away. What better way to culminate it than by making a tier list? Hi, my name is Jel. Welcome to my channel. I like to consume a lot of stuff, and by stuff, I mean it's mostly media. Anyway, I like to yap about it, so that's why I made this channel. Sometimes I make funny shorts. Feel free to stick around if you want, and don't be shy. You can also subscribe. I attended a total of 13 events last year. 13 as in 1 3. I'm not rich. Remember, I'm not rich. By events, I mean concerts, theater shows, and even racing events. So before we start ranking stuff, let me explain my tier list over here. I feel like it won't make sense if I followed like the S tier, A tier, B tier, C, and so on, because I feel like these are not apples to apples type of events. Plus, I did pay for different seats per event depending on my budget and like my preference. I just think it won't make sense to rank it per se. I made my own ranking system, if you will. Let's start on the bottom page. Okay, if you recognize that audio, you have unfortunately TikTok brain rot. On the bottom is could have spent my money elsewhere. Honestly, that's self-explanatory, and to be honest, I don't think I'll ever put anything here because in the first place, why would I shell out money for something that I think I won't like in the first place? You know what I mean. I just put it there for the sake of like having a low tier. Worth the general admission ticket. By this, I mean it's a good event and it's okay if you just get in with a GA ticket. You'll still enjoy the event even though it's general admission, I feel. Above that is would have paid more, should have paid more. I probably got in with a general admission ticket and then I thought, wow, I would have paid more for this. And I think I should have paid more. The next is take my money again. It's worth it. And if I do get a second chance to see them again in the future, then I would. Hence, take my money again. Up here is TGIH, which stands for Thank God I'm Here, because I got in for free. I got in for free or by sheer luck, and it's an elite experience. I just feel blessed. I think that's all that I need to explain. We're going to do this the chronological way. All of these events that I went to were in Singapore, unless stated otherwise. And there's only one event that I went to overseas, and that was Coldplay's Music of the Spheres concert. This particular event I went to Bangkok for, and I attended this with my best friends ever. And so it was like a barkada trip because we don't live in the same city. We're all like Filipinos and we all spent our early adult years in Manila, but now we live in different cities. We all went to Bangkok for this. Shout out to my bestie Alex for booking the Coldplay ticket for us because she is based in Bangkok. So she was the one who booked the tickets here. So let me just rank this first. I think for Music of the Spheres, I would say take my money again. Like it was a special experience, I would say. I missed the first Asian tour. It was before this Music of the Spheres tour. I believe it was in the year 2015. So I was still based in Manila then. Then I wasn't able to book a ticket in Manila. And I was also planning to watch it in Singapore then. But for some reason, God said, yeah, no, you're not going to watch them this year. So it was quite sad because I really wanted to see them. I think it was Milo Siloto era. Yeah, I think I was hooked on that album in particular. I was not able to get tickets to that, and I was sad, quite bitter because I had some friends who saw them in Manila, in New Zealand, and in Singapore. But yeah, I was like, FOMO. Fast forward to almost 10 years later, I did not expect to see them because a couple of years after that concert, after that 2015 tour, they announced a hiatus. So I did not expect to watch them like in 2024. That was not in my bingo card. If ever I will have the chance to watch Coldplay again, I totally would. And I love that I watched this in Bangkok because it was an open stadium and we got real fireworks and it was cool. We were in the standing area, like the standing pen, not the very front, but because there was a part in the concert where the band moved to like a smaller stage and we were quite close to the smaller stage, so we got a bit closer to the band. So that experience was pretty cool and pretty fun. It's just that in mosh pits, in standing pen situations and all, there's just a high tendency that you will smell icky smells, let's just say occasional flatulence. But because we were in Thailand, I did have like the inhaler stuff. So yeah, pro tip, if you're ever going to spend your time in a standing pen for 2 hours, bring an inhaler. It will save your life because the smell ain't pretty, let's just say. So overall experience, amazing. Take my money again, Coldplay. Take my money again. Next up, I was fortunate enough to book Taylor Swift. This was her Eras tour. I was able to book me and my friends from different friend groups the first night. I remember praying so hard when I was trying to book for our tickets because there was a pre-sale period. You needed to have like Yobi cards or city cards, like if you're outside Singapore. I managed to get in, but I didn't manage to check out the tickets. So that was like, sad. And then the actual sales happened. Oh, wait, before that, before the actual sale, you needed to have this special code so that you can buy from the general sale because like people were crazy. It's the entire region trying to get tickets to the Eras tour. Out of the four of us who wanted to watch this concert, it was just me who managed to get a special code. Hashtag blessed. But I was so stressed. I was so stressed on sale day. It was just nerve wracking, you guys. It was very nerve wracking, and I don't think I want to be that friend again. Like, I don't think my heart can take it anymore because it was so scary. It was so, so scary. And like, once you get in, you just like have to be fast and like snag seats so fast. Like, ugh, I cannot do that anymore. I'm too weak for this. I am not a Swiftie, by the way, but don't we all have some Swiftie inside us? Because honestly, right, her songs are so good. And after watching the concert, I'm like, wow, what an entertainer this woman is. I would say worth it, but I'm gonna put this under would have paid more, should have paid more. I told my friends that I'm not like a diehard Swiftie, and they weren't also, but I think they're all closeted like Swifties to be honest. We only got not the Gen ad, second to the last tier after the 3 hour extravaganza. I would say I would have paid more. And I should have paid more for this. 3 hours. 3 hours. Come on. You don't get concerts that long. Oh, wait. Before we move on, I also want to say that I'm quite happy with the playlist that we got at the Eras tour here in Singapore. She hasn't released her TTPD album. See, I'm not real Swifty. Oh my God. I don't even remember what it stands for. The something poets, whatever. Okay, I don't want to be canceled. Anyway, I think her latest album is taking more time for me to enjoy. Even with Midnights, right? I don't enjoy it as much as her previous ones. I am a 1989 girly, okay? That is like my Taylor Swift era. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Yeah, I just want to say I'm quite happy with the set list. Her latest album is not exactly my favorite, so it's okay for me to miss out on that set list live. Did you Enchanted or Long Live? I do not remember, but she removed either one to make way for the new songs. I would have been like sad about it if either one was removed because it was only two songs left in that era. Next up, April. Oh, I didn't say the months. Coldplay was February, and then Taylor Swift was March. And then April, we have Hamilton. My real friends would know my Hamilton phase. I think all of the musical kids, theater kids, have this Hamilton phase. I did, which was weird because I don't even live in New York. I was only near New York Cubao growing up. Don't ask me how I managed to watch Hamilton like prior to actually seeing them live. I think it was in 2017 where I had the Hamilton phase. I remember listening to the OBC on Spotify. I was enamored by the music because it was rap music, but it was a musical. The lyrics were good. And I was like, what is this thing that I'm listening to? My entry point to Hamilton was Helpless. It was part of this Spotify playlist that theater fans of Manila put up for Valentine's Day. Yeah, I was listening to all the songs and then I thought Helpless was so cute. It had a catchy melody, so I decided to explore the OBC more. And then I played it like chronologically, and then I couldn't understand it, but I really felt it in my bones to the point that I ended up crying. There were no visuals. I was just listening. The lyrics were great. Rap music, awesome. I was mind blown that you can do that for musicals. It was just very novel to me, and like the wordplay was smart. And that's how I became a Lin Manuel Miranda fan. So that's where my whole Hamilton obsession started from. I managed to be like very sneaky about things. I managed to watch it somewhere. So I was very familiar with it already, even before the Disney production came out, way before the entire world became super obsessed with it. I was already the weirdo back in Manila who was quite obsessed with it because, it didn't reach our shores then. Maybe only a select few. Not saying that I was first dibs, but just saying I did have that like close to annoying Hamilton face. Anyway, when the time came for them to visit Southeast Asia, of course I would like shell out money for this. I'm just really glad that I managed to finally watch it live. And I got Rachel Ann Go as my Eliza. I freaking love it. I did not expect her to be the Eliza here. Every time that I see Rachel Ann Go perform outside London or New York, I just think she's doing it like for the Manila audience. So I did not expect her to come to Singapore, but I'm very happy. She's so great. And of course, I'm like a proud Pinoy because she's so awesome. Yeah, but yeah, the rest of the company, they were all amazing. I shed a tear. I think the only thing that I didn't like, this was at Sands Theater. I was in my usual C reserve. There was this guy just like right across me who kept singing along. I'm like, dude, I did not pay to hear you sing. I paid to hear the actor sing. So yeah, I think that was just the annoying thing about this experience. But otherwise, everything was immaculate. I freaking love the show. Take my money again. If I ever find myself in New York, I think this would be the first show that I would watch. That was in April, May, June, July. 3 months, I did not have anything. Then came August for Miss Saigon. I don't know if this was the first or the next event, but let's just assume that it was Miss Saigon. This is another popular musical, and this is like extra popular for the Philippines because this was the musical that kickstarted Lea Salonga's career overseas, starting with West End and then Broadway, and then she got her first ever Tony. And it was a big deal because she was the first Asian to get the Tony Award for Best Leading Actress. I knew what Miss Saigon was, but I was young then to actually watch the show when they first came to Manila. I watched the live recording, the one with Eva Noblezada. I think it was 20th anniversary. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I can't remember the lead guy, but the engineer then was John Briones. And I watched it in the cinema with my mom and my brother. I was impressed. I'm like, wow, the production of this is wild. I want to see it live. To be honest, I just wanted to see the helicopter scene because people have been raving about it and I wanted to see it for myself. Honestly, right, the story of Miss Saigon is so so. I'm trying to think if I have a favorite like song from the musical. Yeah, I don't have. Wow, that took me long. Like, honestly, I could have missed this now that I'm thinking about it, but only because of the helicopter scene. I feel like it's worth it because of the production. Story wise, music, they're okay. They're just okay. It's really the production that you're paying for. I'm sorry, I will never get over that helicopter scene. It's just so amazing, the production and the effects, and I was overstimulated. So I feel like for this one, right, I can put it under worth the general admission ticket, to be honest. If you pay for the general admission ticket for this one, you will still enjoy. Yeah, I promise you will still enjoy. You will still feel the grandness of the helicopter scene. I'm sorry, I won't shut up about it because it was really good. So, yeah, worth the GA ticket. I need water. I'm so thirsty. I'm very lucky to be able to attend the National Day Parade of Singapore. The 59th year, the 2024 NDP, was not my first one. It was my second one already. First time I attended NDP was in, dang it, I do not remember. It was the last year before they moved to the Padang. Anyway, I'm just so lucky to have friends who think about me when they win the ballot. They're not from Singapore. To be able to get tickets to NDP, you have to submit your name to be balloted. And of course, you have to be a citizen. And I am clearly not a citizen, but my Singaporean friends have selected me. So I'm very lucky. So this is under TGIH for sure, for sure. It was raining. It was raining. And it totally busted the myth in my head that the Singapore government is cloud seeding so that skies are clear for NDP. Yeah, it was raining hard, but it's okay. It was fun and I was very entertained by the show. Oh, and Benjamin King was the one who sang the NDP song. He was great. Oh my gosh. I love Benjamin King. I love his content. It was great. Because of where we were seated, my friend and I didn't enjoy the glory of the fireworks, but it was still fun. Invite me to another NDP event and I would gladly say yes again. Oh my god, how do streamers do this? So dehydrating. Okay, so next event is the Stardew Valley Festival of Seasons concert. This one was a last minute decision, and I am pretty convinced that I got the last seat. They opened selling, I think it was March or Feb. And then I was like 50-50 during that time. And whenever I don't feel 100%, I don't book it because I don't want to waste money. Like I said, it ain't cheap. Pretty sure I only booked the ticket in July or in June. I think it was just one random day. I woke up and I figured, I wonder if the tickets to the Stardew Valley concert is like gone because I feel like I want to watch because I've been playing like a lot of Stardew Valley during that time. Lucky me, it was my second time attending a concert at the Esplanade Concert Hall. And I freaking love that venue. I really love it. The acoustics are the best, like top notch. But I would say this is worth the general admission ticket because it's an orchestra. I feel like wherever you're seated, especially in a venue like Esplanade, I was a bit high up, but I still enjoyed it. The lighting was also nice. It was so magical. Really felt like a journey through the seasons of Stardew Valley. I freaking love it. Ooh, and they gave us this. They gave us sheet music for Dance of the Moonlight Jellies, which is that special summer event in the game. It's so cute. I kind of wish that I bought merch from them, like maybe the tote bag, but I figured I do have a lot of tote bags already and I don't need to add more to it. I love it. They're coming back this year, 2025. I am not like 100% sure again if I want to buy tickets again. Who knows? Maybe my tier list next year, Stardew Valley concert would be there again. A week later, I found myself at Singapore Expo, unfortunately, for Laufey. I say unfortunately because I think Laufey deserves to be at Esplanade also. You know, not Singapore Expo. But I'm actually quite happy that I saw Laufey because I missed her first visit here. It was either I was overseas or I didn't manage to snag tickets. I don't remember, but it was in this like hipster place somewhere. It kind of looked like an industrial venue that they converted into a concert venue. I don't remember the place exactly, but yeah, I missed out on that one. When Laufey announced that she will have her Bewitched tour across Asia Pacific, I'm like, wow, I'm sold. I need to see her because I freaking love her Bewitched the Goddess Edition album. I just play it like before I go to sleep. So it's just playing in the background. Like I said, I'm just sad that this was held at Singapore Expo because I feel like Laufey deserved more. But the crowd was like amazing. All the Gen Zs, I love it. And with the bows and all, I freaking love Laufey and I freaking love her fan base. She's great. And Yunya was there. I'm reliving it in my brain. I freaking love it. I don't know why I feel like I'm gonna cry because she was so great and I wanna watch her with an orchestra just like my brother did in Manila. Anyway, I will put it under Take My Money again. I believe she's working on a new album at the moment, and if she goes on tour again, oh, best believe that I will fight to the death to get tickets. The next event I went to is this play called Every Brilliant Thing, which is, I believe, originally an English play, as in it was from London. I need to fact check that. but I can't switch screens at the moment because I only have one monitor. But anyway, this was adapted to the Singapore setting. And I didn't know about this until my friend invited me because she was like, "Oh, I heard great things about this play. Want to watch it?" Because she's like a theater person also. I'm like, sure, because you know, I I just love theater. Every brilliant thing. It's a one woman play and it's quite interactive because she will ask people to answer her questions, and there are like planted items and cards for those lucky people who need to participate. Thank God I wasn't one of them because I have social anxiety. The crowd that I went to was quite engaging and they were quite funny. So it was like a brilliant experience. I think the bouncing off of energy between the actor and the crowd is important. It was fun. And we did the Kalang Wave. We did the Kalang Wave in a black box theater. I freaking love it. Every brilliant thing, I would say take my money again. I would watch it again. I believe there was a version in the Philippines also. It was in Tagalog. It was led by John Santos. I don't remember the title, but if it gets a rerun and I was in Manila, then I would totally watch that. It has an important message about living and continuing on and pushing on. Letting the people you love know that they are loved and that you're just grateful that they're here. Next up is this was also in September. What an eventful month for me. Pope Francis visited Singapore. It was my first time seeing Pope Francis because the first time he went to my city, I was working in the newsroom and I didn't have the chance to go to like his event or go to his parade because I was in the newsroom. I don't remember the year. I think it was almost 10 years ago also. And then little did I know that later in life I would actually meet him. This was through balloting again. So if you live in Singapore, you can enter the ballot of the Catholic Church here. For the Philippines in particular, you can just send in your name to this. Was it a bishop? It's so embarrassing. I don't even remember. It's because of my friend who said, "Oh, if you don't get the ticket from the Church of Singapore, then you can try the one for the Philippine delegation." So, yeah, that's how I ended up getting a ticket. Of course, this is not paid. I just feel blessed. So, I'm going to put it under thank God I'm here. Like, I literally said that when I was at National Stadium waiting for the Pope. Like, I just wanted to see him. I did not expect ever to attend mass that is led by the Pope, and it's Pope Francis some more. Also in September, Queen Elizabeth II Cup. This is a horse racing event at Singapore Turf Club. So I believe this was 3 races before they shut down the Singapore Turf Club. And my friend asked if I wanted to experience it. And I'm like, yeah, I love new experiences. I've never been to a horse racing event before. And I freaking love the adrenaline, like all the uncles and the aunties with their pens and their tickets and like screens from all over the world, and then screens of what's happening outside also in the racing area. It's crazy. It's like crazy. I freaking love sporting events because everyone is just on high spirits, adrenaline is high. It's just very exciting. It's a very exciting environment to be in. Before the actual race starts, they bring out the horses for you to see, get the vibe. I think it's like a vibe check. See their stats and then see the vibe. So I like that. I like that a lot. And then you go to the actual racing area if you want, and then If you want, also you can stay inside and just like watch from the screens. But of course, it's more exciting outside. And then you just wait. You see if you like bet right. If you bet on the right horse. I do not have beginner's luck. I tried to bet 2 times, but I never got anything. I suck. So that's why I don't gamble. That's why I stopped gotcha games. So this one worth the general tickets. I got in for free, by the way. I like signed up for something and I got the free tickets. So I feel like if you just want to experience the very exciting environment inside, it's just worth going to. It was a fun experience, an interesting experience. Next up is another race. It is F1, the Singapore Grand Prix. Technically, it's TGIH because I got the ticket for free. That is thanks to my friend's boyfriend because he volunteered. So he got free tickets, like the walkabout tickets. And yeah, I'm just thankful I was inside. Again, it's a sporting event, so it's very exciting and like the atmosphere is just different and I freaking love it, even though I was so stressed because we had no seats. We literally were just like standing up the entire time. And because the cars were so fast, they just passed by like in a split second. Like seriously, it's just so fast. But like when I close my eyes, I still remember how it sounds like. It sounds like a cat purring, but like super fast. Okay, that is not super accurate, but it's just very thrilling. I love it. I love it. Technically, it's a TGIH because I got the ticket for free, but if I didn't, right, I would say would have paid more, should have paid more because I think it's worth getting a seat for like 50 plus laps, meaning that's just the number of times you'll see the car, right? But at least you're seated and you get like a nice view compared to just being by the barricades. But yeah, I'm just grateful to have a free ticket. Hello. So it's under TGIH. And this was the last race that Daniel Ricciardo was in. It's so funny because I got the ticket like on the year that I wasn't 100% following the season. Yeah, I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it. When you stop searching, I guess that's when it finds you. During the years that I was really following the sport, and I started following this as a kid only because my dad watched it. I really, really, really wanted to watch. And I remember the closest track was the Malaysia one, Sepang. Yeah, I had like this fantasy of going there at least just to watch the race. It was either that or Australia. Who knew? Who knew that as an adult I would live to be in a city with a Grand Prix? Life nga naman. If I follow F1 this season, maybe I'll pay. Maybe I'll get a ticket. Who knows? Next is the Singapore production of Dear Evan Hansen. So, like Hamilton, there was also a time where I was a bit obsessed with Dear Evan Hansen, and I was pretty resourceful about where to watch the show. So I already knew the story. It's actually like 50-50 about this because I haven't been listening to the songs in a while. Unlike Hamilton, because Hamilton has always been in my playlist, in my theater playlist. So the songs are like always there. I play it every now and then. Versus Dear Evan Hansen, where I didn't really care for as much. So I was 50-50, but I decided to heck, let's just book a ticket on the last weekend of the show. I got the last matinee and I wasn't at the ground level because there were no more tickets. So I was like in balcony, which I don't mind, honestly. So By saying that, I say that it's worth the general admission ticket. Maybe because the theater was also like quite small. I watched this at Victoria Theater. It was my first time seeing a show there. It was lovely inside. Acoustics were great also. Wow, I'm surprised I didn't even like put it under Take My Money again. I think watching Dear Evan Hansen once is enough for me. Like now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I'm quite happy. Quite happy with it being under this tier. Next up is the last concert that I went to, which is the Eraserheads World Tour, Singapore stop. It was their Ang Huling El Bimbo concert. Again, this yet another case of uh, like when the timing is right, really. I have missed so many Eraserheads shows over the years. It's quite sad. And like Formula One, I discovered Eraserheads because of my dad, who has like impeccable music taste. I've always wanted to see them live because the band broke up and then they had a reunion concert, and then I thought that was the last, and then they had another reunion concert, but then I wasn't in Manila anymore, and then they had another reunion concert, which is the world tour equivalent, and I'm just so lucky that they went to Singapore, and it was so fun. It's just so fun to sing along to iconic songs. They're just icons. That's all I can say. They're icons, and I feel like this is the best that Ellie has sounded. I remember seeing him live when Pupil was still around. He definitely sounds better now, like better live. And based on the old concert clips, the old reunion concert clips, I really feel like this is the best that Ellie has sounded, which is good because this is the time that I watch him live. So, yeah, I would say Take My Money again. Yes, I was seated just right after the VIP area. It was not bad. This was at Singapore Expo. Yeah, I would say Take My Money again. Lastly, this is technically not an event, but because of how freaking good it is, I feel like it felt like an actual musical, like the actual musical, like an actual theater show. Wicked. Take My Money again. I will watch this in a cinema again, and I cannot wait for Wicked for Good, which is part two. I feel like I'm gonna cry. I'm just gonna cry at Ariana and Cynthia's For Good. Every time I hear the intro of For Good, I always feel my eyes like welling up. Just so excited. I love Wicked the movie. I feel like I love it more than the musical. To be fair, I watched the musical like about a decade ago because I feel like the movie expanded the musical more. For some reason, I just find myself playing the movie version of the songs more now than the musical ones. I mean, I still love the musical, the OBC. I freaking love it still. But for example, One Short Day, because of the added parts, oh, I freaking love it. And Dancing Through Life, I don't know. I don't know, man. It's just, I feel like the movie is really better. This is like a rare case where the movie is better than the original one. It's not an event, but it honestly felt like one in the cinema. I freaking love it. I don't know if I want to watch the sing along version. Maybe not. Maybe not. Because I always remember my Hamilton experience where someone else was singing and it annoyed the heck out of me. And since it's a sing along version and people have the right to sing, I think I'll just let people who enjoy doing that do that. It didn't feel like a long movie. That's the thing. I think I would have gladly sat through the entirety of the movie musical. You know what I mean? Like I would have gladly sat 2, 3 more hours for the entire thing. It's just so good. It's so good. It's like, Ariana, what are you doing here? What are you doing here, Ariana? See, I told you I won't put anything under here because I'm stupid enough to spend money on something that I don't like, right? I've been recording for an hour. I cannot. That was fun, but it was tiring to yap, I realized. I hope you were entertained, at least. And I don't know if I don't think I'll do this yearly because the year that was just a special year where there were a lot of concerts that I wanted to go to and a lot of other events and shows. I forgot to tell you about this one show that I'm bitter about, Olivia Rodrigo. It was so freaking tough to get tickets to her show. It was like even tougher than Taylor Swift. Still quite bitter about that because I tried for her Singapore show and I also tried for her Manila show and didn't get it. Like I didn't get a ticket. I don't know how to end this, but thank you for watching. I hope you were entertained and I will see you in the next video. Bye.